And I'm going to introduce everybody in here, all right? There we go. Hey, everybody, welcome in on Facebook. This is the East Chicago Central virtual field trip with Katrina Alexander, and there is Katrina. Katrina, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Jed. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
Katrina is sitting in the main studio. I am in a control booth, and this is designed so that I don't have any interaction with the people that come in here because of COVID. And so all of you folks here that are on the EC Central virtual field trip, and I'm going to bring them in right now. There's some of them have quieted their video. Hello to Ignacio, Faith, Angel, Juan, Edgar, and Antoine. And we're going to go around you folks there, and we're going to say hello to everybody. Ignacio, turn your audio on, okay? Ignacio, what year are you?
2003.
Okay, what's that?
Wait, what did you say?
What year you
what
graduating?
year in school are you?
Oh, I'm a senior.
You're a senior, and you're taking broadcasting with Katrina?
Yes.
And why are you doing that?
So I can learn how to do podcasts and stuff.
Okay, you want to do a podcast, huh? We're going to talk all about that. All right, Antoine, you're up next, man. What year are you?
I'm a junior.
You're a junior? Why are you taking broadcasting?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Why are you taking broadcasting?
Well, at first, I didn't pick the class, but my first day in the class, Ms. Alexander, she made me interested about everything. So I'm just trying to learn what I know. I'm a sponge for knowledge, so maybe I need it one day.
Yes, you will need it one day. Edgar, how are you? What year?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior?
Yeah.
And what's your plans after school? After EC?
Probably go to Ivy Tech, learn mechanical engineering.
All right. You can't learn enough tech stuff. All right. Hey, Faith, how are you? Faith, did you just wake up? Faith, did you just wake up? Come on.
Not really.
No, you've been up.
Yeah, I woke up at like 8:30.
Okay, that's just waking up. I've been up since 4:22. How's that sound? Faith, what year are you? Turn your sound back on.
I'm a senior.
Really? So you're in Katrina's class. How does she treat you guys?
Good. She's a great teacher.
She is a great teacher. She has a lot of good energy. Faith, this time next year, what are you going to be doing?
I want to be an entrepreneur.
You want to be an entrepreneur, huh?
Yeah, but I want to be in different fields. Like I want to be able to do different things. I don't want to only focus on one thing. I want to prefer like my profession. I want to be like a lot of stuff. I want to be qualified to do a lot of things. So
You want to make a lot of money?
yeah.
All right. What a great idea. All right. Thanks for that. Hey, Juan, what year are you?
I'm a junior.
You're a junior, huh? So you got a whole nother year at EC Central, huh? Why are you in broadcasting class?
Because I just wanted to learn about cameras and how they operate.
All right. So you want to learn the technical parts of it.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to talk about that too. Angel, how are you? Angel.
Good.
All right, there you go. Hey, Angel, you know what? I get that in the morning, too. You see, I get that where my hair sticks out on one side like that, and I really like that look, to be perfectly honest with you, and I think it gives it some character. But looks great this morning. Angel, what year?
Junior.
And what are you going to do when you're done with EC Central?
Try to go Purdue for 2 years so I can get an associate degree in mechanical engineering.
All right. And Jada, how are you?
I'm good.
You just woke up, Jada, didn't you?
Just a little bit.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for waking up, okay? We're going to go through some stuff here at WJOB, and I'm going to tell you what I know. All right, so let's bring in Katrina again. We had some other people join. We'll get to you guys later. Katrina, where do you want to start here today?
You know what? We're already on the radio. They're getting a feel of the actual radio portion. I don't think any of them have looked at the fact that they're online because we all didn't know that this was going to happen. But it's amazing because they're actually getting to see what's them on the air themselves, and being able to go back and pull that video and look at it. is actually amazing. So thank you for doing that. So of course we're going to show them a little bit of, what you're doing behind the scenes to even make this happen. They can ask you questions. How did you get into this field? So if they have questions, type them in the chat so that we can see them, and then we'll call on you so you can actually ask your question.
All right,
Because
so
there's a lot of things that goes on here.
yeah, there's a lot that goes on, and I'm gonna talk for a few minutes, and then you guys can ask me whatever questions you want, and then she's gonna take her camera, and we're gonna take a tour around here so you guys can see it. Okay? So what we have here going on right now is we're on the campus of Purdue. All right? So there's normally a lot of students that are standing all around me, and we teach broadcasting classes here, and they do shows here, and they do podcasts, and they do their own Facebook Live shows. But during COVID, we've not been able to do that, okay? And so it's missing. There would normally be a bunch of students with me. So I get to work with mostly college students, but I have had some students from the ACC over here at the Area Career Center. And I don't know if I've had any from your guys' area. So I want to just talk about a couple of things. Let me make sure that these guys are hearing this. All right, there it is. All right, so we are live on the radio, AM 1230 WJOB, and on FM radio, 104.7. So all that stuff about you guys waking up and stuff, people are driving around and they're listening to it, okay? The technology is also such that I have built this network, JED TV, WJOB network, that when we go live here in the studios, it goes to a syndicator, and we send my video into the syndicator, and then the syndicator will send it wherever it needs to go. It can go to my website, it can go to Roku, it goes to Amazon, it goes to Apple, and it goes to Facebook Live. Facebook Live used to be our #1 way of doing things. Now it's just one of many, okay? So right now, you guys are live in 8 spots. You are live in AM radio, FM radio, and on the TuneIn app, which is streaming radio. And then you're live on Facebook in video. Then you're live on Amazon, Apple, Roku. And you're live on the WJOB network app on people's phones. Okay? Any questions so far? All right. So when the students come to me, I try to tell them one thing. All right? And that is, everybody wants to do what I'm doing right now, which is be in front of the camera. I shouldn't say everybody. But a lot of people, hey, man, I want to do a podcast. I want to be the guy that talks in front of the camera. I want to host my own show. I want to be just like this famous YouTube personality, okay? And that's great. But before any of that happens, you have to learn the technology, okay? And that's what you're doing right now. You're seeing, well, God, how are we on AM radio? How are we on FM radio? Well, we're on AM radio because there's a big tower right over here behind behind Smith Chevrolet. When you guys come over the big bridge and you look over at the South Shore train station on your left, and you're coming under the bridge there, and you look up and there's this big tower, and you're like, what the heck is that? That's an AM radio station and an FM, and it goes off of that, and you hear it in your car. Okay, so you understand that technology already. But you guys got to know this. You got to learn how to edit video. You got to learn how to edit audio. You got to learn to know what a bit rate is. You got to learn to know what the different cameras and how they mix up. We're going to show you. I'm on a 6-camera shoot here. So there's 6 cameras all around here, and I operate the show by myself every morning, all right? So I can't be changing cameras. So I have 3 of my cameras are robotic cameras. You got to know what the difference is between SDI and HDMI so that you can hook them up together, all right? And this is not just for you folks that want to go into broadcasting, okay? This is for anybody who wants to get a job. If you can go through Katrina Alexander's class and you can learn how to hook up a podcast, an audio podcast, and then you can record it with decent audio. You can learn how to take in a phone call, and then you can take it and you can mix it in Adobe Audition, and you can throw some music in there, and you can throw some zingers and some whatever, funny sounds and stuff like that. You are much better, you are much more employable right now because everybody's going to need a podcast at some point. But if you take it another step and you learn how to do all of that same stuff in Adobe Premiere or Final Cut Pro X, something like that, and you learn how to edit that video, then you are, once again, another step more employable. Because if you're going to go into broadcasting, you got to know all that, or don't walk in the door. And if you're going to go get a job somewhere and they say, hey, we want you to come in, we want you to work in my marketing department, what can you do? I can cut audio, I can do a podcast, I can do a video, live video show, and I know all the tech behind that, and I can bring that to this job. And they'll say, all right, well, everybody else is equal, you know how to do that stuff, I'll hire you. All right? So that's the number one thing I want to impress upon people, is that the technology, somebody was talking about wanting to be an entrepreneur. I have an app that I did. Anybody know who Shamari Walker is? He is a freshman at Purdue, and he went to Gavin. And he and I developed the Hey Jed app, all right? And he learned how to write code, and he taught code to all these kids here in Hammond, and now he is he's on the Amazon internship team, and they want to hire him already because he knows the tech. But he developed my Hey Jed app, and what you do is you go on the Hey Jed app, and I'll do it right now live. Hold on a second. Hey everybody, it's Jed sending in a live Hey Jed. I am in the middle of a virtual field trip from students from East Chicago Central. And let's send this in. So I send it, submit, and this will, I'll be able to play it live here in a minute, but I can't do it right now because you guys are all on there. Any questions so far? There you go. Right there. There, Katrina's showing it also. That was written by a guy who went here to Gavitt, and he taught himself how to code, and now Amazon wants him, Google wants him. He can go wherever he wants. He's down at Purdue Lafayette in his dorm room right now, suffering, not suffering from COVID, but he can't go anywhere. All right. I'm done with my lecture that's all I got. Anybody got any questions? All right, let's take a little tour, all right?
There's one question, Jeff.
Oh, there is? All right, let's hear it.
It's Angel asked, how long have you been working in this field?
All right, so I went to a place called the University of California at Berkeley, undergrad. I grew up right here in the region. And I came back and I worked here at this radio station in 1985. None of you were alive. Some of your parents weren't even alive by then, okay? So in 1985, I worked for WJOB for like 2 years, a year and a half. And then I left, and I went and worked in Chicago in a whole different field for 20 years. And then in 2004, my wife, who grew up in Little Calumet, and she went to Bishop Knoll, she and I bought WJOB radio stations in 2004. She's a lawyer now and a judge, but she kind of directed us to buy it back because she knew I loved it. I can't tell you how beautiful radio is and podcasting is. Podcasting is the new radio. And I can't tell you how beautiful it is to make videos and to talk to people every day. Dozens of people call me every day. Dozens of people send me Hey Jed messages. They send me texts. They send me emails. And we come together as a family in the morning. You guys don't listen yet, but when you get kids, you'll start listening to WJOB. How's that for an answer, huh? Anybody else?
Any other questions, guys?
All right. Why don't you walk around and show people, and I will try to narrate it as we see it, okay? All right. So first of all, Katrina's going to show us where she's sitting, which is the main studio, all right? You guys are driving down, all right, right here. Look out. Go to that window that's open over there. All right. That is Indianapolis Boulevard, okay? And that is just a couple of monitors there that show what's going on. So next time you guys are coming down the boulevard, and you all come down the boulevard going south into Hammond, right? And you look over to your right, there's this thing called the Purdue Northwest Commercialization Center. I'm right on the corner there, okay? And you can see there. So what I expect every last one of you to do is when you're driving by here is you're supposed to beep, all right? Whether I'm live or not, you'll be able to beep, and then I can hear it in the studios here. All right, so if you come a little bit, stay where you're at, Katrina, and go back to that go back to the Strachan Van Til sign, but come just to the right of it. You can't see the tower there, but the tower is halfway between where you guys are sitting in EC and where I'm sitting here in South Hammond. That tower is 400 feet tall, and it booms a signal that covers 3 million people on AM radio and about 300,000 people on FM radio. Now, you can't really see it, but you see that big truck? Big truck.
Big truck.
There it is right there. And then there's the big sign. Now you know what the sign looks like when you're driving by, and you could do that. And it is an open invitation just to your students that if you want to come up and knock on the door and say, hey, I was in the field trip, you and only you can come in and I will show you around yourselves, all right? So there's a monitor. When you're in a studio, there's several monitors. Some of them aren't on right now, but there's where Katrina was sitting. There's another spot right there. So show those gold chairs. So if you're going to make a studio, right, and I imagine I've been in your guys' studios over there where Katrina's at, and you guys are all, take your classes. You're not taking them there now, but you have some really good facilities. So there's another spot. I could take her over there, and I could say we could sit there and have a two-person meeting. We don't do that so much because of COVID right now. Now, Katrina, go to your left and show me, okay? That is a control room, how it should look, all right? Now I'm going to stand up, and you guys should see, all right? So Katrina is in the main studio, and then I am in the control room with 6, 7 monitors all around, and I know how to operate every last piece of this, okay? And by the time that you guys are leaving Katrina's classes, here's how it should go. You could go in there and you could skate through it, and you could say, hey, man, it's a pretty cool class, and I got my A, or I got my A minus, or whatever it is. Or you could take it on yourselves, and you can learn how to operate Zoom. You can learn how to operate Adobe Premiere and Adobe Audition. Those are pretty easy to get. School might even be able to give that to you. All right? And here's where you do it all, in the control room. All right, so I want you to walk up and show that this robotic camera. Okay, you see that? I'm going to turn that robotic camera right now. Let me see if I can get it there. All right? There's that robotic camera, and I'm going to operate it from in here. All right? So you see how this turns? All right, let me see if, am I on the right one? Yeah, there it is. All right, so it's turning right now and going this way, coming right at Katrina. There she is. And then we're seeing her on our broadcast. And then we're going to come out here, and then we're going to show Indianapolis Boulevard, okay? Everyone here can, I don't know if you guys have any, you don't have any robotic cameras there yet, do you, Katrina?
No, not yet.
All right, so eventually you got to get these, because if you go get a job in a studio, they're going to want to know, can you operate, can you hook up, can you maneuver? Now, everybody plays video games, right? Pretty easy. It's all this is a video game, all right? All right, so let's take a look here. Katrina, I don't normally allow people in here, but you got a mask on and I got a mask on. So why don't you come in and swing around, and I'm going to show the folks some of the stuff here, all right? So in this studio where I'm sitting, we have 3 stationary cameras, all right? Let me see if I can get, I got to give it to the rest of the people there. There you go. All right, here's a camera right here, and I'm going to show this camera. This is number 5, and this is right here. And when I'm talking and I'm just doing radio and I want to talk to people, I got to turn this light on. We're going to talk about lighting too, because there's always opportunities for, if you're a lighting person, there's always a job. You could get a job in lighting. All right, so now I'm looking at this camera, all right? And then sometimes I want to come over here and I want to talk a little bit, and I want to play some videos or whatever. So I got to come over here to the video section. And now I'm looking at this camera, and you guys are seeing me from the side, okay? And then if I want to stand and I want to move around, and believe it or not, I got some pretty good moves, and I dance here sometimes. So I'll put some music on. You guys probably aren't listening to too much Grateful Dead, but I do, and then I'll dance here. But I know I have a third camera. So I have my stationary cameras in this control room, and I have robotic cameras out in the main studio. So you go to any studio, okay, This is going to be the general setup. This is pretty advanced, okay? In that you're going to go and you're going to see a control room. Now, this is a pretty big control room. They're usually a lot smaller. I think your control room there is a lot smaller at EC Central, those little studios, or are they about this size?
They're small. They're small once we get them reset up. Yeah,
they're smaller than this. And then the studio out front is bigger too, because sometimes when there's not COVID, I bring in people to sing Christmas carols and that kind of stuff. The chess team will come in with 15 people, so we had to have a little bit bigger of a studio. So can you swing around here? I'm going to show these guys the tech part of it. All right? Two things going on here. All right? I'm live on the radio, right? So I have to operate radio here while I am on the air. Okay, why is it not working? All right. Well, anyways, I can do my radio from right here. And this computer operates this board. It is a Allen and Heath board. And it has, I don't know, it's 12 channels or so. And then what comes out of this board goes into a bunch of mixers and a bunch of a modulator and a processor. Here, show them what this looks like. See this thing right here? This is called a rack. It's simple, R-A-C-K. And if you go into any radio or podcast studio, they're going to have a rack with all of this. Is a headphone controller. This is a Telos. This thing is like $3,000 right here. This is to control all the microphones. This is the wireless. This is processes the sound. This processes sound. Then we actually have an old CD player for one of the guys that only knows how to do that. So this is an audio section. See this right here? And what I'm doing is I'm recording this in Adobe Audition. If you've never seen Adobe Audition, they give you 30 days free for students. Download the doggone thing and learn how to use it. Record yourself. Make yourself sound like Mickey Mouse. Just give yourself a whole bunch of different sounds and messing with it. And then take music and cut it in there. And then, you could swear and then put a beep on it. You could do all sorts of things. But you got to know how to use Adobe Audition. Now let's come over here to the video side. All right. So you see this thing here? This is a switcher. So there are 8 inputs on this thing. All right. And you have all 8 inputs here are being used. So I'll show you what they are. All right. So this is camera 1. You'll be able to see this later. Okay. This is camera 2, all right? Camera 3 is actually a computer over here. You got to have a computer input into your switcher, all right? And then you guys are on this one right here, okay? There you go. That's you guys right there. And that's on number 4. That's another computer input. And then we're going to go back to a 5th camera. That is right there looking at Katrina. And then this is where Katrina was earlier, all right? And then this is the big wide shot. And then this is the shot of Indianapolis Boulevard, okay? And there's a guy working in there. So let me go back to you guys, all right? So this switcher takes everything in, all of the different inputs, and it brings it to one spot. And that is into this streaming computer right here, okay? So comes out, it's an Apple, it's a really high power Apple. I prefer Apple. I don't know, you guys can argue about if you like Apple better or the other ones, whatever, but anything Apple always works for me. And this here is the controller for the robotic cameras, all right? So we come into this computer, and then it goes out to a streaming service, all right? So it goes out to this streaming service. Their name is Blueframe. You could look them up. Blueframe Tech, so blueframetech.com. And then they'll send the video and the audio wherever it's going to go, okay? It's going right now to Amazon, Apple, Facebook, all that stuff, okay? So that should be about it right here. Now let's talk about the lighting, okay? Come around and back here. Hardest thing to do right here at these studios is to get lighting. And the reason is, you see all these trucks going by and everything down the road there? Well, I have windows. I know where you guys are at, you have no windows, right? So you can control the lighting. So the sun will go behind a cloud, and then the sun will come back out. So I have to have lighting that is able to be changed at all times. I have robotic lighting in there, which I'm not going to go through. That takes a little bit more time to fire up and everything. But I have these. These are, if you guys are doing this at home, show these things here, will you? These, there you go, right up there. These are like $90 a piece or whatever. And you can buy these kind of cheap photographic lighting, and you can make a pretty good light coming on you. Because when you're doing something like, look, you know, some of you folks are, you know, purposely making it dark so that we can't see you on the screen. I get it. But if you're doing a broadcast, look at the difference between my face and all of your faces, okay? You can see me. And you have, you know, I got a little, you know, it's kind of shiny on my forehead because I'm going bald here. And right about here is pretty good lighting. You got to look at it. You got to have the front light, and you got to have the back light, and you got to have the top light. And I forget what those are specific names. You guys should know.
It's a fill light.
Fill, key, and one of the
And the backlight.
Backlight. Backfill key. Backfill key. Backfill key. So I'm not real in this area here. Then we got another light over here. And so the problem is, once in a while, this light over here will get into the shot with, let's see, camera 7. See, camera 7 picks up some of the light. That should never happen. That's amateurish. So you see, I'm picking this light up, and I'm picking that light up. There's all sorts of lights in the other place. So we talked about sound, we talked about video, and we talked about lighting. Now let's talk about content. All right? Somebody said they want to do a podcast, right? I would say probably half people want to do a podcast. Is that about right?
Probably so.
If you ask me, the best way to get started in making your own content is to start a podcast. All right? And I'll even go this farther. I'll take it a little farther. If you can do it without swearing, or you can beep out your swear words, I'll play it on my radio station. How's that for a deal?
That sounds like a deal.
All right? You guys got it? Anybody does a podcast, you give it to me, I'll play it in the evening, all right? How do you start a podcast? Now, Katrina, do you guys have the equipment for all that?
I do have some stuff that they can do a podcast on. And they're actually going to be getting the software. They're going to get the entire Adobe Creative Cloud very soon.
All right, so you guys they're all going to get a license for an Adobe Creative
Yes.
Cloud? All right. I know you're tired of me lecturing that. All right, so why don't you go back out there so I can take my mask off? All right?
Gotcha.
All right, thank you. I want to take this off. All right, so you're going to get an Adobe Creative Cloud. Anybody ever have that? Anybody ever use it? All right, they're going to give you Adobe Audition that I just showed you. They're going to give you Adobe Premiere. They're going to give you Adobe Illustrator. They're going to give you everything that Adobe offers in Adobe Creative Cloud. And you can do two things with this class with Katrina Alexander. You can do just what she shows you to learn, and you can just kind of putz your way along. Or you can say, hey, I have a license for perhaps the best software in the world, and I have the whole Creative Suite. You can go in there. Every one of those has a video, 1,000 videos on how to use Adobe Audition. There's 1,000 videos on how to use Adobe Premiere, which is to cut video, and Audition is to cut audio. Adobe Illustrator, I mean, if you want to learn how to design websites, you go in there and you start messing around with that too. We didn't even get to talk about designing websites, all right? So when Adobe Creative Cloud comes your way, you got two choices. Lazy your way through the class and just do what she wants you to do, or understand what a gift was laid in your lap and that you can go learn that. And if you guys start making podcasts and you're going to not swear in them, hand them to me and I'll play them in the evening. And if you make videos, I'll do the same thing. I'll play them on my network, okay? All right. Any questions? Let's talk. If not, I'm going to make people talk. How's that sound? All right. Juan Lopez, you are not showing your face, so you're going to talk to me. Turn your mic on, all right? There you go, Juan. Thanks, buddy. Juan, have you ever made a video?
No.
No. All right. Do you think that you could, with your phone right now, go in another room, get some decent light behind you, and take a video of one of your family members, and then post it to YouTube or Facebook off your phone?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever done that?
No.
No. Okay. That's as simple as where this starts. Okay? Now, if you go in and you want to just do a video, say, hey, Ma, just talk to me for a little bit here. She talks to you for 15 seconds. And then you take that thing and you go into your phone and you use, if you have an iPhone, they have that iPhone editor. You can edit it a little bit, cut off some of the ends of it, maybe zoom in on her. That's where video starts. Okay? That's where it starts. You got to learn how to use your phone first. Same thing with a podcast. You can take your phone and you can start recording right on your phone your thoughts and what you would do in a podcast. And then after a while, you can take that and you can load that into Adobe Audition and you can actually edit it. But it all starts right here. We do a lot of what we go out and we do the U.S. Attorney. We do a press conference. We take our phone. And that's it. We learn how to broadcast right here off of our phone. So, Juan, at some point, you're going to do a video of your family, and you're going to be broadcasting. That's the beginning of it. All right, turn that off. Let me talk to Angel. Angel, you ever do a live video, Facebook live video, Instagram video, anything like that?
Yes.
Okay, do you ever do any effects on them?
No.
Okay, you ever do one where you record it and then post it?
Yes.
Okay, so when you record it, you just record it and you just post it without ever editing it, right?
Maybe cutting off some bits that don't need to be there, like where she's like.
And what program would you use to do that?
I forgot what I used. It was a while back.
Yeah, so that's on your iPhone or you got an Android?
Android.
Okay, so Android's got, I only know how to use iPhone. It's pretty easy. Do you want to edit this? Yeah, I want to edit it. That's where you start learning, okay? Start right there. You start with your podcast, recording yourself, listening to it again, and when it gets good, you start bringing it in, and you can even, there's a lot of guys and gals who podcast straight from their phones, then they learn how to upload it specifically to a podcast site. Now, that's something I'm not going to go into, but we use a podcast site called Libsyn, Libsyn, and you guys can go in there and you can see how they do that. They got thousands of teenage podcasts on there, and a lot of it's done right on a phone. All right? Mm-hmm. Jose, talk to me. Turn your audio on.
It's on.
All right, Jose, out of all the stuff I talked about, anything catch your interest?
Well, the only thing is, I just don't know how to do a Facebook Live. I just don't know how to post anything on any website at all.
Okay, so when you go back into class, Katrina's going to take you guys from the beginning, all right? And maybe
and we're
just
in the beginning right now, actually,
Yeah.
Jed.
Oh,
We're in the stage of what are all the positions, what are the jobs. We just hit chapter 3 because we're still in the first, grading period. And now we're getting into, they're learning how to turn on the camera, touch the cameras. Of course, we had to figure out how to do it safely. So we finally figured that out. And then it's going to go into everything. But I do talk about what's in the power of your hand. So I'm glad you mentioned how you guys go out and you use cell phones for a lot of things, because that's something that I want them to understand, that a lot of times we don't always have all these devices with us at a spur of the moment. It's usually a cell phone, quick shots to get things done.
So, Jose, you don't know how to do a Facebook Live video yet, right? Okay,
No,
all right,
yet.
that's fine. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are probably the same way. I've gone pretty advanced. I know there's a few of you that have done broadcasting before. And now let's bring it back to the very simple. In 2016, I went to a conference in New York City. And we were a radio station at the time. And this guy says to me, I'm walking down a hotel corridor, and there's all these little areas where people do seminars. He goes, hey, man, come on in here. I go, oh, I'm going to this other one. He goes, this will not be a waste of time. It was a a content provider, and I forgot his name, but he's really big on YouTube. And he goes, I go in this room, and there's like 4 people in it. He goes, I'm going to show you guys something that's going to come out in about a month, and it's going to be the most revolutionary thing that has ever hit the cell phone. I'm like, all right, I'll listen to you. And he goes, and I have license from Facebook to show you guys how to use it. He showed me how to do a Facebook Live video in 2016, and here we are 4 years later, and we've had 15 million views on our Facebooks. So I didn't know how to do it, and it took the guy, we were in the room, and there's only 4 of us. It took him like an hour and a half, 2 hours to show us how to do a simple Facebook Live video because we didn't get the concept. So you're not alone, okay? And no question is too simple, all right? Some of you, does anybody here know how to do a Facebook Live video by any chance? Not really, right?
do.
All right, so Edgar, kind of. Angel, you know how to do it. So some of you do, and some of you don't. Katrina's going to go back from the beginning. She's going to show you how to do a Facebook Live video, okay? Jose, so you need to have some patience, all right? I know some of this was kind of advanced. Facebook Live video is where you start video.
Yeah, we have a lot of our students from the beginning course here, so they're not in the advanced course. So in the advanced course, we're getting ready to start full steam ahead. And eventually the goal with the advanced class is that after we do some just regular broadcasting, that we're going to go live.
Okay.
Because
What do you mean live?
We're going to actually go live on Facebook.
You're going to go live on Facebook? And what time would that be during the day usually?
If we get the chance, it'll be in the afternoon session of our time.
All right.
But eventually, that is the goal, that they're going to be live like this. And I said, in live, if you make a mistake, it's aired. So that's the goal by the end of our school year, is to get a full live broadcast where it's actually happening live. We have Sling Studio.
Okay.
So we're able to stream from multiple cameras as well. So they'll be learning how to use that, how to switch cameras. That system works with a Apple computer or an iPad, so they'll learn all that going forward. So we're looking forward to getting to that point, getting to that stage.
All right, so we've got beginning students and we've got more advanced students. So I hope I didn't freak out the beginning students by showing you all of the robotics and all that, but I know that there's some advanced students that are like, wow, that's pretty cool. All right, so I want to go back to that beginning when I was in New York City and the guy showed me that Facebook Live. I came back and I said, listen, we're not in the radio business anymore. We're in the video business, and it has changed everything. We're in these massive studios, and I'm starting to make some money with it, and it's all because I started with Facebook Live. All right? Now, we do a lot more. I don't do you have any other questions, anybody? Nothing? All right. I think we covered a lot, and I'm a big believer in just, that's how long it is. But I do want to remind everybody, okay, that if you do a podcast, all you got to do is send me the MP3 on an email, and Katrina has my stuff. If you do a video, all you got to do is tell me where it is on the internet, and I can just play it on my stuff on the internet. I can't take swear words in it because it's AM radio, and we'll talk about that maybe in another class. We'll do another virtual field trip, and we'll talk about some of the laws and ethics and what you can and cannot do. But I can't take swear words right now. But I do want you also to know when you get to doing these live videos, I want to air them on my network, okay? So you remind Katrina that that's got to happen when you get there.
Oh,
all right?
I'm not going to forget, Jed. I'm going to take you up on that offer.
All right. Let's call it a day, all right? That's enough. I already hit you guys with so much stuff. Anybody driving down here, if you're in on this this thing, you knock on the door and you have a mask, I'll walk you through here, okay? Because EC Central's got a lot to offer, and you guys are lucky to be in her class, all right? All right, I'm going to end this, I'm going to leave the video here, leave this thing here, okay?
Okay.
And why don't you end your Zoom with them? Is that okay? And
All righty, guys. I will canvas with you guys in a little while.
All right, and then you and I are going to talk for a sec, all right? There she is. We're going to continue on with Katrina Alexander. And Katrina, we want to know how long you been teaching broadcasting over there?
I have been teaching broadcasting for the last 7 years.
Okay, and what works with these kids?
Motivation. When you start showing them new things, they're like, oh my God, that's awesome. And you heard from a couple of the kids, they said when they got into the class, they didn't originally sign up for the class. And we have that because we have to create a pathway for them to graduate, because with the state of Indiana, in order for you to get your Core 40 diploma, you have to either A, pass the ISTEP, B, pass the ASVAB, or C, if you didn't do any of those two, get a career pathway. So we have all these different pathways within our school, just the same as the Area Career Center. It gives another chance for those students that are not test takers to be able to still get that same diploma as their other classmates.
All right, so if they can actually get a diploma with a career path, and broadcasting is one of them, or
yes,
communications?
Broadcasting is one of them. So I have Radio TV 1 and Radio TV 2. My Radio TV 2 course is, they get 4 credits from that because it's a double block class. So I have them for basically 2 hours out of the day. And then Radio TV 1 is 1 hour. They get 2 credits because they're both full year classes. Then I now have commercial photography and graphic design and layout. Those are all 2 credit classes, 1 whole year. But as long as they have preparing for college and careers, that's another pathway under commercial photography.
All right, so you try to impress upon them that you can pretty much do everything on a cell phone.
Yes.
Yes, and I agree. That's where this should start. And I have, once in a while I get some students from over here at Purdue that are able to, put a massive production together, but they're not, that solid on just doing simple Facebook Live, which is all you got to do is get the light behind you. You got to make sure you got some good sound on somebody, and you can do a pretty professional thing. And I'm glad to see you're starting there with that. Now let's go to the podcasting. I'm just wondering, I mean, are there a lot of kids who want to do the audio podcasts?
As I polled the kids, it's a duel between both. A lot of them are not wanting to be seen on camera, so they're like, I'd rather stick with the podcast side. So we haven't got into creating our studio back because, of course, we just got back. And I do get the chance to teach my kids in person because thanks to our governor, all CTE classes have to be in person. So I see my kids, and with us seeing them, we have to figure out, one, how to keep them safe, because we are going to have to use equipment. How are you going to, are you going to continue to wipe down equipment constantly? So I came up with an idea. I was talking with Stephanie Reiser at ACC. We do a lot of work together, and we were like, rubber gloves. That's the easiest way to be able to keep, with keeping them, if they had to pass a camera to each other, without having to clean it right off right away. So rubber gloves is the key. So if any other career technical teachers are out there, rubber gloves are going to be your best friend when you have your kids in person, because you don't have to do so much cleaning on your product, and make sure you're not damaging it at the same time.
Talking to Katrina Alexander, we're finishing up an East Chicago virtual field trip. If you want a general tour of the studios, I actually gave it. I don't know how that's going to show up. Actually, it probably shows up better on her Zoom than it did here, but I gave a general idea of it. Katrina, final question. You've gone into politics. I don't want to ask any questions about it. I want to ask how your background in broadcasting and communications has aided your foray into politics.
I mean, it helped extremely, because knowing how to operate cameras, it saved a lot of money. Being a graphic designer definitely saves money. It's just when you can create your own content, and I think a lot of people are now, because we're in this virtual world, right? When I came up with the idea and I was talking to you about a virtual field trip, you were like, what's that, right? And it's like people are like, okay, man, we can't get out, but we can do things virtually. So showing the students that having a Zoom virtual field trip, now they're not here physically, but you're bringing them to a location. And the whole reason I wanted to do the virtual field trip is to show the other teachers that even in this virtual world, you can take your students just about anywhere without taking them anywhere, you know? So virtually, you know, you're seeing conventions being done virtually, and they're bringing people in from all across everywhere. You're seeing virtual town halls. You're seeing the school board meetings virtually, where they're being able to keep people safe. Council meetings are virtually. So all these different things play into broadcasting, because now they're like, how do I do this? I didn't know how to do it before. We heard from the students, I never did that, but they're going to learn how to do it. So changing the philosophy of I don't have to physically be somewhere is the motto now. We're in the midst of a pandemic. You can't go everywhere. You can't get into all these different locations. You definitely can't bring 100 children, 100 students into a location that will not fit 100 students. So to be able to do that virtually, having virtual guests to come in and speak. So I'm going to propose to you that we do this again virtually, but you're just probably here. We're at the school, and you're having just a normal day conversation without the everything, where they can probably pose
that
more
would
questions.
I mean, it's good to see you, and we haven't seen each other in a while, but that would probably be easier for you too. I mean, they'd be able to see me on the screen.
Yeah, I have a big TV, bigger than this one, in my classroom, and they're able to, I show videos, we talk about different things, but it's just changing the mindset of this generation, that what we were so used to before is everything physical, 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 that now you can get it done virtual. And I think you figured that out. You had no choice but to figure it out, to keep the station afloat. How am I going to still have all these people? So that means if your guest is located, let's say, in southern Indiana, and they can't get to you, you're still able to have them on the air. So it changed all of the dynamic for anyone to make things happen.
Did it make it better or worse?
I think it made it better, honestly. For some people, it's probably worse because they're not used to it. We have our older generation that they're not used to technology. But for the generation that's willing to learn, I think it made it better, and it shows where we're progressing in technology now.
I agree. There's a lot in there. She is Katrina Alexander, and in true virtual fashion, I take an online yoga class at 10 o'clock. So we're going to finish this up right now because we all take advantage of virtual. Katrina, excellent stuff about the virtuality that's going on and using this. Use me in however you can. If you have some more advanced students and they start putting together little videos or little podcasts or whatever, all you got to do is send that to me, and I'll make sure it gets on.
Will do, and I thank you for allowing us to come in and taking this opportunity to, show them the studio and show them what you do. I'll probably do some video as I leave out of here just so we can have a snippet of what happened, and they'll have that also as well.
Yeah,
and then I'll also go down and I'll show the tower that we were talking about, so that they can see it.
All right, well, at 10 o'clock I'm starting, and if you do any video of me in a downward dog, all bets are off, all right?
I promise I'm not going to do that.
All right, good enough. All right, I am going to end this video with Katrina and myself. Thanks a lot to you guys for watching, and we'll call it there. And any of the kids want to watch it, it's